Hello Porsche Philiacs. So today we have MiniGT number 303. I think this one's been out for a while. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on other people's channels. I usually kind of hold off on these plain colors like silver, white, black, red, because I know that MiniGT has some crazier color palettes like metallic green, metallic orange, like on their Lambos. But I also know MiniGT has a Carrera C4S, and so maybe I'll get a crazy color one of those later on. So I just couldn't wait. I saw this in my local store and it looked cool enough that I'm okay having another silver Porsche 911. So Wikipedia tells me this is the Porsche 992, the 8th generation of the 911, and it started production in 2019. And I think though, based on the image of 4 exhaust pipes, that this is a slight facelift version. So this is a 2023 Porsche 911. So I'm looking here at the Porsche website. It starts at 124 grand, 443 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, 190 miles per hour. And then I did not know that the 4S now is a twin turbo. You know, I always just associate anything turbocharged with the 911 turbo, but even the lesser, if you could call $124,000 lesser, are turbocharged now. And for some reason I always like to know how big wheels are, and in this case they're 20 and 21 inches, and brakes 350 millimeters. It's funny that they would say wheels in inches, and yeah, it's weird. Wheels are always in inches, even in metric countries, but all cars are pretty much metric for the last, what, 40 years? Strange. Alright, so let's get some photos here. These are from that same website. Let's see how well of a job MiniGT did. Well, I mean, that looks like that photo from this angle. It even has the same wheels. Let's look at this. Look how the lines follow the top quite nicely. So does MiniGT get the CAD file or like go and 3D scan these things? I don't know, but this casting is looking pretty good to me. And then here's a shot I've never shown before. I like it very well. I am convinced that this looks like a 911 Carrera 4S, that is. There's so many variations of 911s. Alright, well, let's take a look now. So it's naturally silver, as I mentioned. Ooh, well, oh boy. I was thinking about quality control. I thought this was dust, but it looks like there's something underneath the clear coat, like a brown streak there. I don't think that's a scratch. It's very minor, but, well, let's continue on. Let's see what the rest of this thing looks like. So the wheels, oh, they actually have center cap printing. Is that, I haven't done a MiniGT review in a while, so I don't even remember, but do they usually have center cap printing? I guess I'll have to go and watch my own reviews. But yeah, that's a nice detail there. And then you can see the spokes are really thin, very much like the real car. Of course, there are no brakes on a model this expensive. So we have the little turn signal. I'm guessing that's what that is. It's black and silver. The door handle looks pretty nice. There's a little recess for your fingers to get in there. MiniGT has those fantastic rubbery mirrors. Sorry for my skin there. And then the tires on these wheels are nice too, because they don't look slab-sided. They look like they're actually concave. So they don't look, you know, like a pasta extrusion. This is interesting. There's a little bit of a ledge here. I don't know if that's on purpose or just a casting thing. We'll have to see what it looks like on the other side. I'm guessing this is a separate black plastic piece here, and then it's painted red there, silver on the exhaust tips. Yeah. And then the Porsche is printed very nicely, very legible. There's a little red strip printed there, I think. That's gotta be paint, it's so thin, but it looks fine. It would look worse probably trying to get something that thin as a piece of plastic. Alright, no license plate though, sadly. But again, the price point of a MiniGT. I'm gonna guess this is the third brake light, and they're painted nicely red. Nice thin veins here as well, leading to that engine. I did see a photo. This rear wing does pop up on the real car. Yeah, the same little concave edge here. I guess it's just the panel line. It's just wide there, but it's very thin here. But the width of this seems relatively equal to the width of this door cut, so I guess that's on purpose, because they know they have to try to make a white version and a yellow version that's going to fill in the paint a lot. I mean, fill in the cracks a lot to cover the casting. Alright, so the side windows and the back windows, all the windows have the blackout printing, very nicely done. Okay, you're going to have distortion on a molded piece of plastic, so you got to live with that. Alright, the fuel filler is on this side. Historically, all the older ones, I think it's usually on this side. Oh, maybe it depends on what country you're in, right? Please leave a comment again. I'm assuming a car that's expensive, they could have a fuel filler on either side. Alright, so the Porsche crest looks very nice. I'm going to try to zoom in on this, although it might be unfair for a model costing this much. But it's pretty darn good. I mean, that's better than a lot of models costing a lot more. You can see the little black lines there on the gold. So, good job, MiniGT. The headlights, they're kind of dark because I literally think there's a black piece of plastic behind this clear lens. But I can see like a round headlight there, and then the pin of the molding is something else. I think the pin is going downwards vertically, but I can see a clear piece of plastic going in horizontally as the headlight. I believe that's what's happening. It should show up better on your side. My phone screen's so small. Okay, so a little silver paint here. Maybe those are turn signals as well, or just reflectors. And then really thin streaks in the grille. Looks good. There's a little texture in here as well, some streaks. So very nice details. There's a little black paint on the bottom of the chin spoiler here. So that's so thin. It's nice that they went through that trouble. But it is on that photograph as well. Alright, so MiniGT, well, I really don't understand why MiniGT very rarely tells you what the car is. It's strange to me, because this isn't really something you're going to look at all the time or show off to people. Like, oh, look at this thing. That's so cool. I'd just rather have it say Carrera 4S. Screwed together base and some molding of the exhaust system as well. The tires, fantastic treads, very small tread blocks. They're staggered in the width as they should be, like the real car. Sorry, got a little dry blister thing on. And well, we might as well open this up because I forgot. I actually have some disc brakes I'm going to put into this thing. So I guess we are now getting into modification time. Which is why I love anything with a screwed together base. I could repaint this as well. It is black on the photograph. Plus maybe later. Okay, so that's simple enough. Just curious about the construction of this thing. That's quite interesting. There's nothing. What's holding this plastic in place? I see two pins there, but I have a feeling it's for this black engine cover, not the windows. So I think the windows are just held in, snapping into the frame, like this flush here with the casting. So I gotta say, if you watch my review of the HKM Singer Porsche, that thing has horrible side windows that don't sit flush. Just watch that video, and that model costs like more than 2 times as much as this. And so MiniGT, again, great job. I don't see any flaws at all, which is rare. I mean, I see flaws in models costing 5 times as much as this thing. Let me come back. I'm going to just pull these wheels off like this, and I'm going to slide on some brakes and glue them together with some school glue, and I'll just put this car back together and not bore you with that. I'm not sure if you're able to tell, but I painted the interior like a drab olive because on that website there's some sort of gray and olive interior option. So I figured why not? I don't have a drab olive interior in my other vehicles. So the last thing I wanted to mention, Wikipedia says this car was designed by Michael Maurer. So good for you, Michael. It's a fine looking vehicle. Let us compare it to a couple other 911s from different brands. This is a Kyosho 911 Speedster. Maybe this is 991 or the one before this one, if I had to guess. Inno 64 has a pretty nice one. This is one with the. This is a 997 with a Liberty Walk kit on it, so it says on the bottom. There's a chance I may have repainted the interior of that, although I can't remember for sure. A little lesser grade, although made by Kyosho, is Pao Feng. And on the bottom of this it says 911 Carrera GTS 997. The problem with the Pao Fengs are the Porsche badges on the front hood there are just really oversized and it makes it look horrible. But they have to look worse than Kyosho's, I guess. Alright, the last one is by Sparky, or I guess it's just Spark Model, so it says on the bottom. It's a 911 RSR. I don't know if that's the 997. I'm gonna guess it is. I think it's a pretty old casting. Or no, maybe it is a 992. The headlights make it look like a 992. I'm going to guess that someone will know a lot more and leave a comment for everyone else to learn. Let's go with the top view here. Yeah, that RSR is quite wide. You know, this racing wide body kit on the thing. Very much different. The Liberty Walk, although it's an over fender kit, doesn't look as drastic as a full-on race car. I gotta say, the Carrera C4S here is a pretty wide car in its stock form. It's a pretty large car. Assuming it's to scale. I'm assuming MiniGT's it's to scale. Don't know for sure though. Alright, time for this to spin on its own. Okay, well, no major problems again from MiniGT, so this is why MiniGT continues to be one of my favorite brands. I would say within the top 3. I think Inno 64 is my favorite. LCD model, although might make better models, they just don't have enough castings. They're number 2. And I think MiniGT is my 3rd favorite brand because they just consistently put out nice products and they put out, you know, cool subjects. Whereas, you know, my scapegoat TLV, you guys gotta get your act together, TLV. You really do. Your riveted bases, your wheels with no air passing between them in most cases. You guys, your paint rash problems, come on. Sorry guys, if you watch my channel you know I like to rag on them, even though I buy plenty of TLVs as well. So I guess I'm a sucker. Alright, well anyways, thanks for watching this today guys, and if one of the Carrera 2S's, the Carrera 2S from MiniGT has only 2 exhaust tips. So that's the difference that I saw at the local store. And maybe it actually has thinner fenders in the rear. I'm not sure though. But I am going to probably try to hold out for a more insane color than silver. You know, maybe if they do it in pink or something like that, or neon green, that would be more appealing. Alright, thanks for watching. Long review. We'll see you the next time we get MiniGT. Bye now.